Okay, you know the feeling. You're diving into an ice cold drink or a big scoop of ice cream, and then, out of nowhere, bam, this insane, shocking pain shoots right through your head. Today, we're going to break down the wild mechanics behind that feeling we all know and hate, the brain freeze.
Right? It's like this universal experience. You're having the best time with a milkshake or a slushie, especially on a hot day, and then it just stops you dead in your tracks. This sharp, blinding headache that seems to come from absolutely nowhere. It makes you want to just grab your head and wait for it to pass. So, what is actually happening there? Why does something that tastes so good and feels so good have to cause this much pain? In your head, of all places. Well, let's find out. Now, you'd think something as simple and common as a brain freeze would have a simple name. But as it turns out, science decided to give our little problem a title that is, well, painfully long.
Okay, get ready for this. The official term is sphene-palatin ganglioneuralgia. Seriously? That's what it's called. It basically just means pain of the spheno-palatin ganglion, which is this little bundle of nerves tucked away behind your nose. What a mouthful, right? But it's a huge clue that tells us the pain isn't actually coming from your brain. Yeah, you know what? Let's just stick with brain freeze. It's a whole lot easier for everyone. So, if the pain isn't coming from your brain, where does it come from? It's not your brain cells screaming in protest. Nope. The real trigger is actually a tiny, frantic alarm bell going off right in the roof of your mouth. Okay, so here's how it goes down, and it happens fast. First, that intense cold from your drink hits the roof of your mouth. Your blood vessels there immediately go into panic mode and constrict. They shrink up really tight to try and conserve body heat. But then, your body kind of overreacts and sends a huge rush of warm blood to the area to sheet it back up. This causes those same blood vessels to rapidly expand or dilate. And it's that sudden stretching that sets off all the tiny pain receptors around them. A good way to think about it is like a super sensitive fire alarm for your brain. The sudden drop in temperature is the smoke, and your body freaks out, yanks the alarm, and sends this massive screaming pain signal right up to headquarters. Okay, but wait a second. That brings up a new question. If this whole drama is unfolding on the roof of your mouth, why do you feel that awful stabbing pain in your forehead? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. It's basically a classic case of mistaken identity. And the answer has this really cool name. Referred pain. It's a pretty common thing our bodies do, where the brain gets totally confused about where a pain signal is actually coming from. So let's get this straight. The actual source, the origin point of the pain signal, is firing off from the blood vessels in the roof of your mouth. But because of a neurological mix-up, your brain processes that signal like it's coming from your forehead and temples. The pain is absolutely real, but the location your brain is telling you, that's wrong. And the main culprit behind this whole mix-up is one of the most important nerves in your face. It's time to meet the star of our show, the trigeminal nerve. See, this nerve is like a massive information superhighway. It's responsible for carrying signals from all over your face, your teeth, your sinuses, the roof of your mouth, and your forehead, all back to the brain on the same road. So when that intense pain signal comes screaming from the roof of your mouth, the brain gets overwhelmed. It can't tell exactly which on-ramp the signal came from, so it just defaults to a location it knows well, the forehead. The signals just get crossed. All right, so now we know what it is and why it happens. But let's be honest, the most important question is, how in the world do you make it stop? Let's dive into the quick fix guide for getting some relief and fast. Luckily, since the cause is so simple, the fix is too. All you have to do is warm up the roof of your mouth as quickly as you can. You can press your tongue right up against it. The warmth from your tongue does the trick. Or you could sip a warm, not hot, liquid. You can even just cover your mouth and nose with your hands and breathe quickly. Trapping that warm air helps reverse the cold shock. So, here's the most important takeaway from all of this. Even though it feels incredibly painful for a few seconds, a brain freeze is completely harmless. It's just a short, dramatic, and honestly kind of clever trick your body plays on you to protect itself from a sudden, shocking change in temperature. So there you have it. The mystery of the brain freeze? Solved. It has nothing to do with your brain freezing at all. It's just a wild case of crossed wires. Kind of makes you wonder though, doesn't it? What other weird, confusing signals is your body sending you right now?